Continuing this series where I'm talking about my favorite fragrance from each house, and today we're talking about the house of Tom Ford, and my favorite scent from there is fucking no, I'm playing, it's not. My favorite scent is Oud Wood. Now, what does Oud Wood smell like? It smells very much like the name implies. It's a very woody fragrance. However, I will say, to me, it doesn't really smell like oud. And if you're thinking, wait, isn't oud pretty much wood? So how would it not smell like wood if you're saying it smells like wood? Well, oud is wood, but it's this animalic sort of smelling wood. Some people think it smells like a barnyard. Some people think it smells like shit. Some people think it's the best smelling wood ever. It's probably the most polarizing note that I have come across. And I will tell you right now that in terms of oud, generally speaking, when I've had other people around me smell it, and these are people that are not into fragrances, they do not like the smell of oud. Now with Oud Wood, everybody has loved this scent. So what I mean by this smelling woody but not like oud is it kind of smells like freshly blended wood, like clean wood, if that makes sense. And for me, I was never really a fan of wearing just straight up woody scents because I found them to be a bit one-dimensional and just not as wearable. You know, it kind of smelled like a carpenter shop, and I didn't really want to go out smelling like that. But with Oud Wood, it makes it wearable. It makes the smell of woodiness wearable, and it's this very, very sexy fragrance. And what I like about it is, yes, it has a grounding sort of quality to it, but at the same time, it also dances in the air. So this is something that also just isn't too dense. You know what I mean? Especially when I layer this with things like Elysium, which is this fruity, fresh sort of fragrance that's very like up in the air, like aromatic. You know, when I layer it with Oud Wood, it kind of has this, like I said, it brings that grounding quality to it, but it's not so polarizing where they kind of clash. They mesh very, very well together. So Oud Wood is a fragrance that for me, I have worn in like 70-degree weather. I've worn it in 80-degree weather, and it has smelled amazing. And the internet would probably disagree with me because to a lot of people, with men in particular, they're like, no, Oud Wood is strictly a nighttime scent, a special occasion scent. You should never wear that in the high heat. I'm telling you right now, I've worn this in the high heat and gotten tons of compliments from women and from men. It just smells so good. And like I said, it's not a heavy, heavy type of scent. And sure, this would smell amazing if you wear it to a nighttime sort of event. I could see the sensuality kind of playing in there, but wearing this in the heat, I think kind of takes it like, you know, not to the next level, but I mean, in a way it can take it to the next level, but it just kind of makes the smell a little bit different, and it just kind of, it livens it up a little bit, you know. It's this really, oh gosh, this is, you know, I'm gonna wear this as my scent of the day. I really miss this fragrance. I'm gonna just do 3 right now. No, I'm not. I'll do 5 sprays of this scent. Damn it, every single time I smell this, it just makes me happy. This is a fragrance that really brightens my mood, and I just know that when I wear it, first of all, I love it, right? But other people around me cannot get enough of this fragrance. And when I say this, that I find this to be unique, you have to remember that I'm speaking in terms of the average person out there that you are going to be encountering on a daily basis, all right? In the fragrance community, if you're just, you know, online with your, you know, like a Facebook group or like a YouTube channel and stuff like that, of course, those people would probably, if they're into niche fragrances, they're probably going to think this is super basic, and they're going to be like, everybody wears that, blah, blah, blah. But I am here to tell you, as somebody that goes out and talks to people and like meets with people that you're going to be meeting with, like just your average sort of person that isn't into fragrances, a majority of the rest of the world, this scent is something that you don't really smell as often. Now, I'm sure if you're somebody that maybe lives in LA, you might have a couple friends that might wear this, right? If you're in, I don't know, like, because I just remember this one guy said, I live in LA and I've smelled Oud Wood on some people, and that's totally fine, right? But at least for me, where I am, I have never smelled this on another person. Like I've told you before, in terms of women, they're wearing Chance by Chanel, they're wearing Victor and Rolf. With guys, they're wearing Bleu de Chanel and Dior Sauvage. Like those are the extent of the only 4 fragrances that I smell on other people around me. So with Oud Wood, this is something that doesn't really follow the typical formula of a fresh floral for women or a floral vanilla for women, or a blue fragrance for men, like all the ones that I mentioned. It goes in a different direction of just being woody and sexy. And to me, I still cannot get enough of this fragrance till this day. I just applied it on myself right now, and it scratches that itch for me. You know, it's that fragrance that you wear when you want something that you know is going to be mass appealing, but at the same time, the type of scent that other people around you aren't going to be wearing. So to me, this is still a standout fragrance. And I have to keep specifying, and if you're getting irritated with me repeating that I'm talking about the general public, I have to do that because some people kind of get tied up and they lose touch with the reality of wearing fragrances out there in the real world. I am telling you, I have never smelled this fragrance at a bar. I've never smelled it at a restaurant, at a club, at a gaming event. Nothing like that at like a coffee shop. Never, ever, ever have I smelled Oud Wood on somebody. Now, if you have, great, but you can also be the person wearing this and smelling absolutely amazing. Now, this fragrance is marketed as a unisex scent, and to me, I do find it unisex. Some people would argue that it's definitely a lot more masculine because of the woody tone to this fragrance, but like I said kind of in the beginning of this video, the woodiness here isn't super dense. It's not very masculine. This is something that can really play dependent on your skin chemistry. In fact, there are women that have messaged me saying that they love to wear Oud Wood, and they always get the best type of reactions because it's not the type of scent that a lot of people associate as feminine, but when a woman wears it, it smells different than it does on a guy, you know? So Oud Wood is a show-stopping type of fragrance. I have worn this to dinners before, and in fact, I remember my girlfriend used to not like this fragrance. She smelled it from the bottle before. This is before like she met me, and she smelled it occasionally, and she was always like, "Oh, I don't like Oud Wood." And I was like, "Let me apply it on myself." And she's like, "Fine, whatever." And then the one day that I did that, she seriously fell in love with this fragrance. She did a total 180. And I remember we were staying at a hotel, and she's like, "Bring your Oud Wood." Like out of all the fragrances, she's like, "Bring Oud Wood." So I was like, okay. So that just goes to show, and she loves, like, if you've watched my channel, you know how much she loves Carlisle. You know how much she loves Afternoon Swim and Molecule 1, all those sort of things. But the fact that she's like, no, you need to bring Oud Wood. That just goes to show that this is something that can really stand out. So please test this on your skin, see how you like it. Of course, you can apply it on clothes if you like, but to me, this definitely shines a lot better when you spray it on skin. Now, I'll put a discount site link for this fragrance in the description box below, and it does global shipping. So whether you want to try a sample of this or you want the full-size bottle, wherever you are in the world, you can get your hands on it with the link below. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what your favorite fragrance from the House of Tom Ford is, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.